And we are back. Good morning. Your man Diamond K in here. The all new RadioFire.com. Diamond K in the morning. Happy Monday to everybody. For all those that were saying that Raekwon and Ghostface Killah, Wu Tang versus was not a good idea, wasn't going to work, they're too much alike. Y'all were all wrong. I was right. Uh, I mean, to me, it's obvious. People don't know what they really want. They propose some matchups, I think KRS and LL, and people, oh, that's too different. And I think Ice Cube and somebody, and just different matchups. They're like, oh no, too much alike or too different. I think they say too different. And then, you know, the good folks over at Verzuz propose this Raekwon and Ghostface, and then some folks like they too much alike. Yeah, make up your minds. This was a great battle. It was entertaining for those that love hip hop. It was that, and just took me back to a really good time. It really was good. It was a celebration, and it was playful. It had guest appearances, Capadonna, RZA. It was a Wu Tang, reunion of sorts, and it was a great thing to see on Versus and Triller. So if you had a chance to check it out, or if you haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure that you do. It was monumental. I mean, the two know each other so well and have worked together so much, and it was just it was great to see the lingo, just the whole vibe. It was Staten Island, just on the stage, and there was no bad blood, obviously, because these two are friends, and just the presentation was nice. Wu Tang forever. Just some. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it was just some of the standout moments. I mean, I just enjoyed the whole thing. It made me go back and listen to some of those classics. Only Built for Cuban Links and Supreme Clientele and some others. It was really good to see. So definitely got to hear songs like Ice Cream, and some feature songs. Definitely some songs I hadn't heard in a while. Cream. I mean, it was one of those evenings where you really got to hear some really good songs. Um, so the all in all, I mean, I don't even really. I think that, like many of them, fans were the winners. I think that this was a draw. If you really look at it, this was a draw, but it was hip hop at its finest. So some other versus matchups have been announced. The Isley brothers are going to go against Earth, Wind, and Fire. Told my mother and father about this today, and they were excited about that. I'm excited about it too. Of course, some legendary music between the Isley brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's going to take place on April the 4th versus matchup. A How High 420 special, which is going to feature Method Man and Redman. And before y'all go ahead and say, oh, they're too much alike, or this is going to be a celebration. This is going to be something that folks really get into. And like I said, that's going to happen on 420. What better day to get those two together than 420, right? So there's some more coming. There's a rematch coming on Memorial Day weekend. Not sure what that's going to be. A ladies' night. Not sure what that's going to be. And a Mother's Day special edition, all to be announced from Verzuz. The fans of hip hop, the fans of R&B, really getting treated with some amazing matchups from Verzuz. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Moving on to a few other topics. Miami has enforced an 8 p.m. curfew because it has been too lit. Of course, we got, this is springtime official. And I was out, I guess yesterday, and it's an empty parking lot, and cars were just pulled up. Like it was like a supermarket parking lot. Supermarket's closed, been closed for quite some time, and the parking lot was full. And I'm like, what is going on here? So, folks just pulled up. They out their car, they partying. It's just like they parking lot pimping, and it was just crazy to see. But Miami has, of course, this is still a pandemic. COVID-19 still going on. Miami Beach imposed some emergency curfew over the spring break. I mean, it has been chaos. Miami Beach officers shot pepper balls in the spring break crowds to enforce the emergency curfew, which is 8 p.m. I'm telling you that the crowds were crazy, right? Crazy. It has been way too many people. They had to announce this curfew, and this curfew is going to remain in effect until April the 12th. Now, traffic restrictions in place during the curfew, while businesses in the busy South Beach, they have to close. So they're shutting down streets, they're shutting down businesses. People that have hotels, whatever, they can stay in a hotel, obviously. But they don't want this influx of people coming that they say are up to no good. It is spring break is a holiday, I suppose, period for schools and universities. I suppose that is a holiday. And yes, it runs from March to April, right? So Florida is or beach is definitely a place where folks want to go to, vacation. Miami Beach has been, I don't want to say overwhelmed. They usually love the tourism and love the folks and the traffic, but we are in the midst of a pandemic. Social distancing be damned. It is, Ocean Drive is down there, overwhelmed by crowds over the weekend. You couldn't even see the pavement. You couldn't even see the grass. So many people. Emergency measures were necessary, not only to protect the residents of Miami, but you want to protect the visitors as well, and the spring breakers. You want to keep them safe. You want to keep people safe sometimes against their own better judgment. So Miami police on Sunday said that they had arrested at least a dozen people after the curfew had come into force. And as I said, the Miami police shooting some pepper spray balls, not trying to hurt the youngsters, but until measures are lifted, police will prevent pedestrians and vehicles from entering South Beach's main party strips. That's where the folks are congregating. And at an emergency meeting, the mayor said that South Beach has become a tender over the last couple of weeks. So, but this is, people have been locked down, or there have been restrictions to travel. Folks are coming out because of the vaccinations, and they're feeling like everything is good. But Florida continues to be a coronavirus hotspot. right? Florida ain't all good, right? The state has recorded nearly 2 million of the country's 29 million infections since the pandemic began. And of course, Florida being where the former president is now, and a lot of people that think like him. So they have not really been holding it down the way they should in Miami. So we're going to continue to follow this story, and as I said, this is extending, not going to be over for a couple of weeks. This whole spring break vibe is going to continue, and folks are going to continue to try to do whatever it is that they want to do. Just tuning in, it's your man Diamond K in here, Diamond K in the morning. And here on the show, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day, interviews and original reporting from Atlanta and Baltimore. My show is fun, upbeat. I like to have fun, but we also got to expose what's really going on, what is really happening in America. New episodes of the program drop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., but I do not want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news breaks, as it happens. So hit that notification bell. I do not want you to miss any of our programs. So I guess going into the weekend, Friday, there is this so-called relationship guy, Derrick Jaxn. To me, he's always throwing us under the bus, us guys under the bus. So he goes to tell women, this or that. Men do this, and if a man doesn't do this, then he doesn't feel that. And he's that guy, and he tries to tell women different things about us. He's a relationship person, relationship ambassador. And so it's one of those things when you try to give advice to folks, you give advice to people, and then it turns out that it doesn't seem like you've been following the advice that you've been giving. That's when worlds can crumble. That's when businesses can crumble. So that's what Mr. Jaxn is going through, because it appears that he's been exposed for having an affair, at least one, maybe more, on his wife of 4 years. But yet he's the guy. I don't know if you've ever seen him or not. So he's the guy that's always sitting in his car, telling women about guys or about relationships. So it appears every time he's in the car, he's either going to or coming from cheating on his wife. I wondered why all the videos were in the car. So anyway, there's some lady named Candace that says allegedly she had an affair with Mr. Jaxn. And he's a popular social media relationship expert, author. He's got a bunch of books out there that he is selling. And, he says the black men don't cheat. Okay. Either he's not black or I don't know what. But of course, everybody has cheated at some point in time. And he definitely is in the family with everybody. So he was exposed by a popular media host named Tasha K from the Atlanta area. So, and he's in Atlanta. It's all kind of craziness going on down here. But he has been caught in this, and he tried to do a live and address it. And he acted like a victim, and God, he's found God now, and all this kind of stuff, right? And so he says he was separated. The girl has pictures in his house by his pool, all this kind of stuff. And the thing about it is that I always see him online, or I see women talking about the stuff that he says that we do. Now, I watched his live that he tried to explain things. He lied a lot. He said he didn't have sex with the girl, which is okay. She says that they did have sex. Obviously, he's trying to lie for the wife. Evidently, he got caught. But the wife, it's a whole mess. When I was listening to him, and I said, he's trying to act like a victim. He's playing the victim card. Some women are going to fall for the victim card. I knew that. And a lot of women seemingly fell for it, but a lot of people didn't fall for it. A lot of people did not believe the things that he was saying. And when I listened to him, America loves a comeback story, right? He shed some tears. He can cry. He can beg his fans for forgiveness. Some people are never going to like him. Some people are going to accept his apology. Some people won't. But I think that he needs to own up to the stuff that he's done, because these are some great books to write about the cheating or coming from the other side of it. Like, there's really, a real market for people that are just being honest. And I think for so long, he used his platform just for the purpose of getting girls, making money, which is fine. But you can't get caught out there with your hands in the cookie jar. All right. This is your leader. This is the guy that you want to base us after. This is the guy. No, he ain't the one. He is not the one. So I'm anxious to hear what happens. As with whether whoever it is, whether it is Deshaun Watson, where girls are coming out saying that he did things, whether it's Governor Cuomo, whether it is this guy, more women are going to come out and say things. So this is going to be an interesting and entertaining thing. So just sit back, grab your popcorn, and watch it. Derrick Jaxn, the fall of Derrick Jaxn. Hopefully he can figure it out. To me, the best way to do it, to come clean. You got caught, own it. I don't think at this point he's going to be able to save his marriage. I don't, because more women are going to come out. So hopefully he'll be able to get himself together. I'd be very anxious and interested to see how he can spin this, because he's going to need a lot of crisis management. Now, he can hire me for crisis management. I will be more than happy to help him with crisis management, but I doubt that he wants to hear from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Diamond K in the Morning is now available on the WRF Radio app. Simply download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment, scroll your timeline, send an email, do some shopping, attend a Zoom meeting. Diamond K in the Morning, listen to me, right? Definitely hashtag Diamond K in the Morning. New episodes, as I said, drop weekdays, 8 a.m. You can support the program, Diamond K in the Morning, via Cash App, $ DJ Diamond K, PayPal, djdiamondk@gmail.com, or visit radioonfire.com to make a donation. Your support, our sponsors and advertisers, help keep this machine going. And as I said, radioonfire.com to make some donations. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more of the program after this. Radio on Fire is a listener-supported radio and podcast network streaming from our production facilities in Baltimore and Atlanta. We're able to broadcast programs like the Diamond K Show because of our listeners and some amazing partners like The Lifestyle Secrets. Are you a baby boomer? Were you born between 1946 and 1964? Well, more than 71 million Americans are baby boomers. And as you're continuing to age, the goal is to experience as few aches and pains as possible while staying mobile. TheLifestyleSecrets.com helps you do just that by providing a blueprint to reduce and or eliminate joint pain by teaching its members to communicate naturally with their bodies. TheLifestyleSecrets.com gives baby boomers step-by-step videos, natural recipes, and most importantly, the motivation to re-energize themselves naturally. Visit TheLifestyleSecrets.com to join this active community of baby boomers today. And I encourage you to shop with all the companies that support Radio on Fire. Before we get back to the show, have you ever had a Nutriburst liquid vitamin? This stuff tastes great, and they say it's great for you. Nutriburst liquid vitamin. Now, my girl Moochie told me about this, and me and Moochie go way back. She said, Diamond K, you have got to try this. So I asked Moochie, what's so special about Nutriburst liquid vitamin? What makes it so good? Then she gave me the rundown. Check this out. 72 minerals, 10 vitamins, 22 phytonutrients, 19 amino acids, 13 whole vegetables, and 20 herbs. Get your Nutriburst liquid vitamin today at totallifechanges.com/mymoochie. That's totallifechanges.com/mymoochie. Tell them Radio on Fire sent you.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.
This pandemic has really sped up what was already happening. The world has become even more digital. Folks are on their computers, their tablets, their phones, all the time. This is where people go to get their information. Here at Radio on Fire, our target listener is 23 to 54 years old. So business owners, I know times are hard, but I also know how important it is to get in front of your customers. Advertise your business, product, service, or event on Diamond K in the Morning or any of the other Radio on Fire programs. We have an affordable package for you. Visit radioonfire.com/advertise to get started. Again, radioonfire.com/advertise. We'd love to connect with you. You made Diamond K in the Morning. Welcome back. So going into Baltimore, you got a power couple, a very important couple in Baltimore. They are the Mosbys. That is Nick Mosby and Marilyn Mosby. So the Baltimore City State's Attorney, Marilyn Mosby, and her husband, City Council President Nick Mosby, are under federal investigation. Now, this investigation seemingly was launched under the Trump administration when Barr was in charge. But on Friday, the copy of the subpoena issued to the Maryland State Board of Elections that seeks business and campaign finance records dating back to 2014. This is a progressive couple. This is a couple that has been targeted for many reasons. And none of them good. This investigation smells very fishy. As their attorney, Scott Bolden, says, the Mosbys are progressive change agents and are being unfairly targeted by prosecutors. This is not good. This is not good at all. So he continued in statement. Nevertheless, I can assure you that, and the people of Baltimore, they have done nothing illegal, inappropriate, or unlawful, he said. This is a political witch hunt in its purest form, and both of them will vigorously and fully defend themselves. And the Mosbys have been advised by their attorney not to speak publicly about the investigation, and I hope that they, heed that warning. This is not the first time that the Mosbys' finances have come under scrutiny. In October, the IRS filed a $45,000 lien against their home. Marilyn Mosby has faced criticism for her frequent trips to speak out of state and her private travel businesses. I don't understand why people don't get the message. Okay, I mean, she is being targeted because of her stance on the law. She went after police officers. She has really focused on and done a great job, in my opinion. The state's attorney asked City Inspector General Isabel Mercedes Cummings to investigate. Cummings' office found that she spent 144 days out of town in 2018 and 2019. Let's look at some of the other people. I mean, what is she talking about? What are they talking about? Investigation concluded Mosby should have disclosed all of her trips to the Board of Estimates, even if outside groups were paying for them. That's what they said. She disagreed with that assessment, as did the city solicitor. She doesn't have to do that. Marilyn Mosby specifically is being targeted because she has enemies in high places. So Baltimore has had its fair share of corruption. We've had some corruption with mayors. Recently, Mayor Catherine Pugh, who is in jail now. Sheila Dixon had some issues, former mayor. As it relates to Catherine Pugh, she's serving a 3-year sentence in federal prison. But if you notice the pattern here, the pattern is going after some of these black women with power in Baltimore. So you definitely have a situation, Marilyn Mosby being elected back in 2014, and she shot to the national stage the following year when she filed those charges against 6 officers in the death of Freddie Gray. None of the officers were convicted. All of the officers are mad, and the whole police, Team Blue. She won a second term in 2018, and she emerged from a 3-way Democratic primary, which we covered, but she earned people's votes and was reelected. Her husband, Nick Mosby, served on the city council from 2011 to 2016. He ran for mayor, did not win. In 2017, appointed to the House of Delegates, and last year elected president of the city council. And I definitely support both of these two. We're going to continue to follow this story. It is unfortunate that they are being targeted. Very unfortunate. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. I definitely want to congratulate Senator Warnock. He really was the deciding factor in delivering some big things for black farmers. Black farmers usually getting the short end of the stick. I mean, The fact that we have a preacher from Ebenezer Baptist Church as a senator is just amazing. It's just amazing. And if you had a chance to hear the speech that he gave, his first speech, it was an amazing speech. He's a preacher, so he was able to captivate the audience talking about Senator Warnock. Captivate the audience, got a standing ovation, deserved. But America finally delivering for Black farmers. And Raphael Warnock of Georgia can really take a bow for that. So a $5 billion down payment on what America owes Black farmers. This is big. Black folk have farmed and planted and tilled and cultivated agriculture and food production in America since we arrived on these shores. We have helped create capitalism globally and transformed America's food production and animal farming and cooking. But our ability to accumulate wealth, land, businesses, and income based on this agricultural prowess has always found a monkey wrench in it. There's always been something going on. These farmers have faced these acts of systemic racism. Systemic means built in. These farmers who overwhelmingly live in the South have faced and fought discrimination from a federal, from a state, and a local level. We've been denied equal access to lines of credit, to capital, to bank loans, you name it. The Federal Homestead Acts either excluded Black people or offered them the worst land. So I'm just taking you down a history, but this is what happens. So what happens? So President Biden's historic $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package, one that cuts child poverty in half and includes billions for Black farmers, historically discriminated against, would surely have never passed 1 year ago. Not when former President Trump was there. But the American Rescue Plan underscores the dramatic political changes that this health crisis have ushered in. Despite the failure to increase the minimum hourly wage to $15, the bill did contain billions in resources and investments that will allow states to fight poverty, reopen businesses and schools, and in certain instances, the long-standing inequities that this pandemic have really brought to the forefront. Black farmers, people that are not talked about that often, Black farmers, for instance, have faced this historic mistreatment by the U.S. Department of Agriculture for years. I mean, I could go and really dig in and run down some of that, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So with the passage of this bill, the Biden administration should be applauded for trying to bring some measure of justice to an enduring stain on this nation. The billions set aside for Black farmers are designed to end the cycle of debt and discrimination that began long time ago. long time ago. So the bulk of this aid, $4 billion, goes to relieve outstanding debt that has threatened the very existence of the African American farmer. Another $1 billion will focus on outreach, education, grants, and investments designed to change the culture within the USDA and end the just this bad relationship that exists. So Raphael Warnock, shout out to him for what he's doing. And we're going to continue to follow this. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Today, I'm going to be joined by Philly-based rapper Packman Stackz. We're going to talk to him a little bit later. Let's take a quick break and come back with more of the program after this. Welcome back. Diamond K in the morning on the all new radioonfire.com. This weekend, I will be in the mix, spinning hip hop, R&B, and Baltimore club music on radioonfire.com. 12 noon, you can tune in. I'll be in the mix. And so, as I said on the other side of the break, Philly rapper Packman Stackz is going to be joining us. And I wanted to know, as a new rapper coming up, I wanted to know what he listened to. What were his influences as far as music goes? And here's what he had to say.
Coming up, that's my top artist right now. But I definitely listen to Jay-Z. Saying I dipped into Biggie, Nas. I got a lot of them old projects and and shit like that. So, I have like a versatile ear. You know what I mean? Like I can't necessarily say I just listen to one particular artist that really made me want to do it. Like I listen to a variety of artists. I even like R&B music. You know what I mean? Like I listen to your 112s. You got T-Pain, and he was a great artist. You know what I mean? Plies had a good run out there. So just thinking back on me growing up, man, there was a lot of artists going on between like in the early 2000s, man. There was a lot going on in the early 2000s, man. You know it.
Definitely. Just tuning in, Diamond K in the morning, and I have Philly artist Packman Stackz in the building. So we talking about the early days. So as far as being a fan of the music, when did you make that transition to say I can be an artist? Like how did that happen?
Um, it started in like around, I would say around 2016, 2017, around that time. Like I was still making beats because I produced too, you know what I mean? So I was making beats and doing my thing, and I was working with a couple artists and getting my sound right. But then, I started hearing the stuff that I was making, and I was like, damn, I need to try to like put something on this, you know what I mean? And it's not like that. It's not like what I'm saying not credible, because I really grew up in this struggle and I really came from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Southwest Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the part of Southwest where I'm from. It's the hood. You know what I'm saying? It go down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to talk
Yeah,
about that too much, but it goes down. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Yeah, and so you say 2016 you dropped your first EP, and um so you got your buzz moving from that. How
yeah.
did your family and friends, how did they take to you being the artist?
Um, in the beginning, like first starting out, everybody was cool with it. I was making real good music, and everybody was feeling the type of music I was making. It was different. It was catching people's ear, and So they was all like gun ho for it. They like, yeah, Stackz, just go ahead and do that. You gotta push that, push that. You know what I'm saying? And I was making my own beats too. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to like push my craft because I'm from the beginning. I've been the full package. Could make beats, could engineer, could rap, could sing, could do a lot of different things. My style versatile. So they definitely been always been supporting and telling me to push through it.
Yeah.
So
And then so as that's good because everybody doesn't get that kind of support. You know
right.
what I mean? And then so you push that, and then 2 years later you dropped another EP.
Yeah, so that first EP was called Fourth Quarter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then right after that in 2018, I dropped a project, They Pushed Me or whatever. It was just I just covered a few songs that year or whatever, just covered a few of the hottest beats that year that people was doing. I ran them Jones or whatever. And then in 2019, I dropped Impatiently Waiting. That was I'm sorry, not 2019. Yeah, was it 2019? Yeah, 2019, and in between 2019 and 2020, I dropped Impatiently Waiting or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that project went hard. Got over 100,000 streams on just one song. The song VVS's. That John went hard, over 100,000 streams. But project, I got over 200,000 streams on the project together. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Your Spotify is lit.
yeah, my spot, yeah, Spotify is lit. That's what
Yeah.
I'll be pushing. I'll be pushing that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get everything started. Everybody right now, between like getting your songs on Spotify and downloading or whatever, and they give you Spotify. If you upload music at the right time, they review your music for playlisting. So playlisting also helps, man. That's a good thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To help
Yeah.
get out, help push the sound and shit like that. So I've been
I
definitely,
definitely I want to stay right there for a second. So a lot of people don't understand how important playlists are. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And when I talk to artists that may have done music before the digital age, sometimes they don't get the digital thing, the streaming, because they may have been doing CDs or some of those things. But explain to people how important playlisting is and how has playlisting helped you.
playlisting is very important. I would say because every one thing about one thing about having a music app, you know what I mean, whether it be Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, however, you know what I'm saying, people download music every single day, you know what I'm saying, but in the midst of download music, some people also just get on these apps and listen to playlists, you know what I mean,
Yep.
might want to hear some new stuff or whatever the case may be, or they might go to their favorite artist, you know what I'm saying, and pull up their favorite artist and whatever and listen to their playlist. But in the midst of playing their favorite artists, they play you too. They play the songs
Yep.
that may sound similar or whatever. So that's also getting fans and like helping you build a fan base and getting more people to listen to you in different places. You say sometimes it's not all about where you're from right now or whatever. Like it's not all about where you're from. It's where you can go.
I like that. I like that. It's not where you from, it's where you can go. I like that. And the thing is that you brought up such a great point. Like if I'm in the studio or working on something, a lot of times, just like you said, I'll pull up a playlist and I'll just let it roll. I mean, because you got time to keep finding the song, finding the song,
Right,
finding the song. You just put it on and just let it go. You get introduced to new music that you wasn't even aware of. And
right.
I
And if you
hear a
don't bang with
song.
it, you can skip it.
Right, exactly. But a
That's
lot of
different.
times, you'll play the artist that you like and they give you something similar. And I hear music, and I'm like, yo, who is this? And I pull up their
Right,
social, I'm gonna follow them, all that. Playlisting is important. And even in this digital age, you can still, get your music out there, get new fans and all that. Um,
right.
so you've been doing some shows and you've been spreading
Yes,
your wings, even though the pandemic is well, we on the other
yeah,
side. I
man.
guess we on the other side of the pandemic.
Yeah, man. I've been masking up, but I definitely been doing some shows, man. Right now I'm in Philly, but Saying I was in Atlanta for 2 days, the 15th and the 16th or whatever. I did two shows
Mm-hmm.
down there, one at Base ATL, and the other one
Mm-hmm.
was at Showbiz Entertainment. Then right after
Mm-hmm. I know
that,
both of those
I had
spots.
to switch gears and get to Nashville real quick. I performed at Live Old Lounge or whatever. I'm saying that was definitely a great, like, this tour is definitely a great experience, man. Got to meet a lot of different artists. Definitely got to network with different artists too. Linking things up. Setting up studio sessions and stuff like that. Man, it's a great thing. But like in the midst of linking with these artists, I realized every artist on this tour is from a different place. So
That's
you
good.
working with these artists and you doing these tracks, everybody taking something home. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have something for their people back at home. So that's spreading the word. So
Absolutely. That's good. So
so
and it's
you know,
and the influence and seeing different people and seeing how the fans react in different cities to the music, all that is going to help you in the long run. So as far
right.
we grade hit the springtime. What does the summer and the fall and the rest of 2021 have in store for Packman Stackz?
So right now, I'm pushing my new song that's off of this new project I'm about to drop. The song is called "Going Crazy" featuring RM Dev. Shout out to my guy RM Dev. We've been rocking hard, heavy for like the last, I would going on more than 6 or 7 years. You know what I mean? We met on the rap shit. I'm saying, and we had mutual friends behind the scenes or whatever. And we just been rocking out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to RM Dev and the Rich Mindset scene. That's something that I'm saying I'm a part of or whatever. We trying to build from the ground up. We got to build it and force the issue. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm pushing the song that we got going crazy. That's going to be on my next project called Push. Praying till shit happens, praying till something happens, however you want to say it, or whatever. And from there we going up. I'm a firm believer in the man upstairs, and so for things that happen, sometimes you gotta. I'm saying you gotta pray until things happen. Sometimes, man, everything might not go your way,
Definitely.
but you got sometimes you might have to call on that higher power to get you through that shit. You know what I mean? So that this
Definitely. Definitely.
project really mean a lot to me. I really been working hard on this project. I've been working on this project for over like maybe 6 months now, because I just want to find the perfect mix of songs for everybody to feel me and to be able to relate and to feel where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? You know, so
So y'all gonna do some visuals for Going Crazy?
yes, we got the visual coming out next month or whatever. We just
Okay.
shot the visual, so we just waiting for things to press play. You know what I'm saying? But next month, by next month, we should be dropping this visual or whatever, and we going to show y'all where we coming from. You know what I mean? We going up. It's up and it's stuck. You heard me?
Definitely, definitely. I really like the song Back End.
Oh yeah, that's one of my
Yeah,
favorites
yeah,
too. I dropped that
yeah.
in
I, I
2019.
I really like that. So as far as your stage show, if people haven't had a chance to see it, what is your stage show like?
Um, for the most part, I'm lit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get.
Mm,
My whole point is to get the crowd to be in tune. So whether I'm doing my turn up songs or I'm doing, my heartfelt songs, I try to keep it at a medium where everybody can still stay in tune to what I'm doing. So like
yeah,
I try to be as lit as possible, but also in the same time I try to be as relative as possible as well. I
yeah,
try to keep in mind. I try to keep in mind like where we at and everything. I try not to kill the vibe. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Definitely,
it's all
definitely don't want to do that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try
How
not to
how
kill the
active on
vibe.
social media are you?
I'm very active on social media. I'm on it every day. Right now, I just reached a little new milestone. I'm about to touch 5K. I'm about at like 48 or 4900 or something like that,
That's what's
whatever. But
up.
I'm very active on social media. I'm always posting or whatever. I always post what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So you'll know if I'm doing something because everything I do, I'm not gonna say everything I do I post, but if I'm working, I'm gonna post something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Gotta let
and that's
everybody
good.
know that I'm working and there's new music always coming. I'm always working. You know what I mean? So just everybody be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Because after this project come out, it's going to be continuous new music. You know what I'm saying? It's all about consistency. So I'm about to give it to y'all.
Um, definitely. Before we go, I'll ask you a couple things about. I had some current events. I mean, we talked a little bit about the pandemic. How how did the pandemic or did the pandemic affect your artistry and your album and all of that? Have you been affected by it?
I wouldn't say I was affected. Um, if the only thing like if it affected anything, it might have had it affected some of the moves that I had cooking up for 2020 or whatever, because COVID shut everything down. I definitely had a couple of label meetings or whatever that's I'm still waiting on. So like the COVID thing with New York and shut everything, kind of like put me on pause or whatever. But it never stopped me from making music. It never, I still got more music. Actually, I feel like if it wasn't for the COVID,